Welcome back, friends, to One Big Table. We have a beautiful recipe inspired by the season and by the beautiful ingredients coming out of this valley. We're making a curried apple and butternut squash soup. There is something really beautiful cooking with local fresh ingredients. You don't have to complicate things too much. The flavors are just pure and we're just gonna combine them in a very simple way. What the curry is gonna do is gonna sort of create a bridge between the apple and the butternut squash and create a beautiful, really pleasant flavor. I'm gonna start with the onions and I'm just gonna chop them up, dice them up. The soup is gonna be puree, so I'm not too worried about size. But it's really important at this point that my onions I allow to cook my onions on very low heat for maybe 6 or 7 minutes. I don't want any color on them, but this is really gonna give a lot of character and a lot of base for our flavors to be built on top. When the onion is cooking, I'm gonna start chopping up all my other ingredients.
Yesterday morning, they let me know you were gone. So then I planned to make put an end to you. You know, everybody's got their own way of doing anything. Like you take this particular song, for instance, it's been done by many, but I gotta do it my way. It says simply, just yesterday morning, they let me know you were gone. Just yesterday morning, they let me know you were gone. Just yesterday morning, they let me know you were gone. So then I planned to make put an end to you. Just yesterday morning, they let me know you were gone. Just yesterday morning, they let me know you were gone. Just yesterday morning, they let me know.
So you've noticed how the onions went kind of translucent, and that's exactly what you're looking for. You're extracting all the flavors, but there is no caramelization. That's going to translate in a beautiful sweetness in our soup. It's going to help really build up our flavors. I have some curry powder here. I'm just going to add a nice, generous spoonful to it, maybe one and a bit. And then I'm going to put in my garlic, my ginger, and the apple. And I want to let this cook for maybe 3 or 4 minutes before I add the spices up. We're going to release most of the aromas. That's going to really help to kick it up a notch. While I'm at it, I'm going to add a nice pinch of salt and just a little bit of pepper. A few minutes have gone by, it's time to put our butternut squash in. And the colors are just so beautiful already. And it makes it really easy, the cooking, when you're using local ingredients. They're more flavorful, they travel less far, so a lot more nutritious. And then that really means that it makes our job a lot easier because we don't have to play around and screw around with the flavors too much. Can I say screw around? Yeah, I can say screw around. I usually like to let roast all my ingredients for just a few minutes, just to kind of get them all coated and get them all going. Now I'm gonna add enough water to cover my butternut squash, let it cook for about 20 minutes. We're gonna puree and we're gonna be ready to eat. So it's been about 20 minutes. I'm just gonna give a quick taste to my broth before I puree. This is a good time to give you an idea how much flavor has been developed while our soup was cooking. It's also a good time to add a bit more salt. And if you find the flavor a little bit weak, a little bit more curry spice. I'm happy with my flavor, so I'm ready to puree my soup. I'm just gonna turn my heat off. And get blended. One final test before we're ready to serve. Consistency is very nice, very soft and creamy. I'm quite satisfied with the flavor. I can taste the butternut squash. It has a sweetness in the background that comes from the apple, and the curry flavor that just builds up a frame on which the butternut squash and the apple sit on. And it's just really, really nice. I have some beautiful cilantro, that goes beautifully with our flavors. A little bit of plain yogurt. The curry spice is just a little bit spicy. The yogurt is gonna add creaminess and a cooling effect in your mouth. And you can leave it right in the middle. Maybe just a splash more. You want to be able to see it. It just adds a nice dimension to the colors as well. And I take a little bit of my cilantro and just break it up with your hands. Well, I hope you enjoy making this beautiful curried apple and butternut squash soup. But if you excuse me, it's time to go eat. So buon appetito!
Da poca picchita va bene, se tu la parla miezza americano, quando si fa l'amore sotto la luna, come da bene in capo di I love you.